There we go. Us being unprofessional on the build-up.
Say nothing.
You just did.
It wasn't me, and it didn't land on my desk.
That's right. I never knew. There you have it. Why do I always look surprised with the applause? I shouldn't look surprised at all because it happens. Yes.
Surprise.
Surprise. Okay, boss. And here he is, the man. Let's get him on straight away. AbFab and Stats, that great team. Look at him there. Yes, bring him on. There he is, the Ginga Stinger. Oh, man, what a day. What a day. I never knew that. That's my new thing. I never knew. I never questioned. What is it?
No one told me. No one told me. It didn't land on my desk.
I didn't know. I mean, you know, my whole thing today will be this. What the fuck? What the fuck? Or the updated models. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yep. Well, fade that one out. Let's get back to the both of us. Here we go.
No, do we have to?
Yeah.
I keep moving. Never in the middle.
Wait a minute. Maybe, what about that? Is that any good? Look like Kilroy?
That's better. It's probably better for the viewers as well if you stay down there, to be honest.
Let's do that.
What do you reckon, viewers? Give us a 2 in the chat. I won't go down again to you.
Unprofessional. Unprofessional. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's like we care. You know, I mean, we're Teflon, aren't we? We're just like Starmer. Teflon.
I'm going to say, speaking of unprofessional.
Don't.
It wasn't me. He's like Shaggy, isn't he? It wasn't me. What song? You can't be red-handed.
And we've been saying it for how long? There it is. Promise everything, deliver nothing, and blame someone else.
I'll be honest, like, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to work out he was going to be garbage. You know what I mean?
And it doesn't matter. Whatever you do, this guy is just Teflon. Anyway, you've got to look at this. I found this, and I think you're gonna. This is real. This is real, and this is for anybody and everybody that watches it afterwards. You know,
sure it's real because I don't know what's real anymore. I've just seen Starmer stand up in Parliament, and we'll come back to that. But I'm sure it was some AI robot. Because
I never did it. I never knew.
Sense.
Well, here it is. This is an annoying woman. Oh, it says video found, not found. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if we can find it.
Oh dear.
Because I know I love this one.
Blocked it.
Yeah. Well, in actual fact, it might have been, but I mean, because we are able to do these things, okay, online.
Do you need me to fill a gap?
No.
I'll put the flags up early.
Here you go. We just don't care.
Ja, met mij. Vertel. Ja.
Did I detect a bit of Dutch there at the start?
Pushed the woman a little too far. Okay.
I
And
hope it made people laugh. It tends to make me laugh, so I probably would have just laughed along, you know. But come on, tell us the joke.
okay, and because we have a slight slant to the USA, somebody came on and then went off. Okay, here it is. Check that out. Now, what do you find about this?
Keep laughing already, you know. Shooting range. US Police Department shooting range. Am I missing something? Have you got to stare at it for ages or something and it's better, doesn't it?
They only shoot at the black.
Right, okay. You had to point that one out. It was lost then. Thanks for explaining that one. I thought it's one of the things you have to look at and then you see something different and I can never see them things.
Okay, you guys still got a load. We've got a new one as well. We've got beverage of the day. Okay. So word of the day, cunt puddle, deja vu, cock juggler, bull shizzle, sabitchus, still there, like the guy that doesn't get picked for the team, and Nafruta, that's the little guy that'll never get picked for the team, and beverage of the day, for coffee.
I don't want to say the word, but could we have the C word one?
Cunt poodle. Yeah.
That's the one, mate, yeah.
Here you go. Cunt poodle it is. Here we go.
The word of the day is cunt puddle. A person who contributes absolutely nothing to any situation, but still manages to make everything worse just by being present. Distinguished from your standard useless bastard by the passive chaos they generate. Found in every workplace, every family, every friend group. You already know exactly who yours is. Spiritually draining. May require wine to recover from prolonged exposure.
We got one in Parliament.
Just one?
Yeah, he was there today trying to explain himself, you know. Oh my God.
It's more than bloody one, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Okay. Now, I mean, to start moving us off in the right direction, these are some things, you know, stories that you picked up on today that we're going to quickly go through. Oh, I do love to just relax doing those things. You know, I mean, the real relaxing stuff is like, it's like this. You know, you see, listen to this guy. You listen to his voice. He's in a church. Just listen.
On the woodwork inside of this abbey, you can find little carvings of mice. But why are they here? Well, these beautiful choir stalls were carved by Robert Mousey Thompson, also known as the Mouseman of Kilburn.
There you go. Now listen to that voice, how calming it is. And then we have to go and look at this shit.
Well, I mean, in their defence, probably second threat after our own politicians, because if they weren't here, things would probably be a lot more peachy, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's up there, isn't it?
Definitely.
I mean, is it as bad as suicidal empathy? Well, they're both suicidal, so you know, something in common, haven't they?
Indeed,
But apparently
indeed.
you're not allowed to speak your mind or the truth or your opinion anymore if you're a cadet, or if you're anyone, to be honest. Like, really? I would have thought we need honest, brave people.
Yes, especially going into the army, because
to be officers and to lead the troops.
Who are we going to possibly be fighting? Well, it isn't going to be Russia first.
If it's not Russia, it's probably going to prove the cadet's point, is it not? When he got sent sent to war.
Correct. Nail on the head.
Sent to jail rather than sent to war. His mates will be going to fight the jihadis.
Yep.
And they'll be coming back and going, boss, God, he's one of the main threats.
Yep.
We can't say that.
Yeah.
Join your mate.
There you go. And, you know, this guy, your favorite guy.
That's why the flags are out early.
Yes, you've got your flags up, haven't you?
Let's just clarify things, right? This was yesterday, which was the 19th of April. So either Sad Dick doesn't have a clue when St. George's Day is, which is probably more, or he's just trolling us again with his interfaith leaders. What was St. George all about, John? Can you remember?
Yeah.
Was he into faith, was he?
Well, he was into killing dragons.
Yeah.
Saving damsels in distress.
Yeah, he said something probably would have got me arrested. Though maybe he should have had a rethink with the dragons. Something tells me that Sadiq Khan is just a waste of space.
Yes.
And he's trying to rub our noses in diversity again.
Yep.
So he puts this out yesterday, and then he quickly had to delete it, didn't he? Because it wasn't St. George's Day, was it? So he puts another one out. Oh, slightly before St. George's Day. We're here. Look, this little event. There's about 50 people there. And it's done. It's all orchestrated on purpose to make it look like no one really does celebrate St. George's Day in a big way, but he could have done better.
We do. We like him.
Could have done better than that. It's like, oh, look, we've got 20 people here. But remember last month?
Yeah.
When we were all sniffing each other's bums. We do. Who wants to bend down behind some fella with his arse in your face?
Nobody.
Whatever floats your boat, speak. But on a finishing note, he showed an example of English culture with people dancing around on a stage with, rainbow umbrellas. Because I think Mary Poppins was one of the alphabet people, wasn't she? And that's our culture, apparently. So brilliant.
Mary, they, them, Poppins.
He, she. Well, what was she? Is she?
LGBTQ elemental P QRST UVWX.
Was her name Mary or was it Michael? Who knows? But anyway, I think he's just rubbing our noses in it.
Yeah.
And just they're all with their England flags after they've been moaning.
What? Racist. Was he doing it like that?
Like that. But anyway.
You're Rudy Pooty.
My son says he wants to put England flags everywhere, and he's pulled out the class and he's spoken to, and he's basically called a racist. He's also been called an Islamophobe, a homophobe. Yeah, he's got the full B. He's doing better than me. I'm like,
do you know what? If this was like the Scouts, we'd have all the badges on our chest. Yes, Islamophobe. Did you get your Islamophobe badge this week, Johnny?
Mate, you just get handed them out in school now. You used to get your swimming badges and all that stuff, and I don't know, Duke of Edinburgh. Not anymore, mate. It's Islamophobe of the week and racist of the month, misogynist of the year. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'll finish on this. He's all right, and they're all right to fly our flags and go, yay, England, when half of them aren't even English. But my English child wants to be proud of his country and his flag, and that's not acceptable in nation camp. Sorry, I mean in school.
Okay, well, how about this for diversity is our strength?
Yeah.
Aren't you the happy one?
Not really, because first we had... Well, remember when they did the whole... in America, it was the Somalian their daycare centres, and we looked into some of our nurseries and we found some dubious stuff which we've not been able to prove yet.
Yeah.
Then we've got this. So a surge in the number of foreign criminals. £152,000 a day for translation. So I've done a calculation. I think it works out about 700 to 800 cases a day where a translator is needed. Now, I did try and work out how many crimes that would be, but it's impossible because someone might need one. Someone might need one for a 5-week trial, so you can't really work that out. But just in the last 5 or 6 years, it has risen so much, John.
Right.
And it just shows that if you look at the Daily Mail, the Daily Fail, they go through, there's some scams. Who would have thought it, John? Scams, eh?
You're kidding. These foreigners coming over, these illegals, it's a scam? No.
Well...
What?
So they've probably got 17 jobs a day. Although I looked into it and it's a minimum of 2 hours, and these interpreters get paid 45 to 60, 70 pound an hour. So it's about £200 for each one, each time they're used.
Why don't you
So
just
they
get
get a
the
cut,
AI
and then
glasses?
just use Google on your phone, wouldn't that?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be easier? Like,
that's another one.
it wouldn't cost anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. So the amount of we are being robbed. We're being mugged off
Left,
by,
right, and centre.
unfortunately,
Mugged. Well and
by
truly
foreigners.
mugged.
And then Rupert Lowe today, he's done an investigation into foreign nationals claiming student loans. Oh my
Yeah.
God! Go on his Twitter. He's like, to give some idea of this ongoing scandal, and he gives some numbers of Romanians claiming student loans, and look at the growth. So it's like 40,000 in 2021, and now it's 83.7 thousand in
Okay.
24-25. Now, hang on a minute. My point on this is, Labour said they've reduced a lot of the immigration. Now, they said they've brought it down from nearly 1 million to, what, 200 and something thousand? So why are the foreign criminals, why are we getting more translators? Why have we got more loans? It doesn't
Because
really...
we're getting ripped off. And if you're going to speak about Rupert Lowe, we've got something from him about policies, you said.
Are we getting lied to as well about the immigration figures? Because
the whole thing is a scam. It's a fraud. The whole thing doesn't matter at whatever level. It's big money. It's big money.
Okay, I mean, to be fair to them, it was 25 when they released that, and some of these numbers are from 24, 25 and stuff like that. But shouldn't it be on the way down?
Yes.
Shouldn't we be getting headlines like a drop in numbers of foreign criminals, see a reduction in cost of translators, and shouldn't we be seeing, due to the reduced immigration, we now have less claims for student loans? In fact, why are we loaning foreigners money to?
It's just incredible. It's incredible.
What about our own? What about our own kids who are probably even struggling to get into grammar schools because some absolute wise guys decide, well, let's not make any more of them. Let's not push everyone up to a higher standard. Let's drag everyone down to the base level.
Yeah. Mind you, I have to say that if you get somebody with a thick Glaswegian accent or a criminal with a thick Geordie accent, then you will need a translator because Google will not help.
Well, if we think this is a reflection of the foreign criminals, then these are just the ones who either can't speak English or refuse to because they think it's going to benefit them. When actually, if you look into these cases, there's actually a higher rate of prosecution for these type of people, so it's not helping them. Well,
would you mind listening to Rupert Lowe and hearing what he has to say?
I would absolutely love to, because he's the only one with it. I said someone was jealous of his massive testicles on X, but you know what all the lefties and the Muslims are like? They all took that as being gay. Don't think they understand idioms, mate. You know, where you say something but it means something else. Everyone else knew what it meant. But
well, I think you could quite aptly describe him as a man of testicular fortitude. How'd you like that?
Yeah, people go, "Ooh, why have you seen him?" And I'm like, "Well, they're that big, you can't miss them. What are you on about? You wish you had a pair, you coward, and off they pop."
King Kong size. Here he is.
Too many regulators, too many laws, too many petty bureaucrats, and too much interference with the way in which people live their lives has meant that we as a nation find it very difficult to get anything done.
You could say the same thing about marriage.
Wouldn't know.
Restore Britain today has come out with a new policy, which is the start of rolling back these oppressive regulations and rules and pettiness, which is holding Britain back. We are going to propose that from now on, 20-mile-an-hour limits are scrapped in their entirety, other than round schools, and that we should raise the speed limit on motorways to 80 miles an hour. Modern cars are perfectly fit for purpose, much more fit for purpose than cars used to be in the past. And we need to cut people loose. We need to cut the overgrowth away and allow the sunlight in, and let businesses grow, let people pursue their own lives, and let the incredible ability of the British people show what they can do when they don't have the fetters of the state holding them back.
I can't wait to see the back of the BBC. I think the BBC is a cancer at the heart of Britain. And if it's such a national treasure, it should be defunded and it should then stand on its own 2 feet like everybody else. And then if they want to spout their woke views on life and they want to distort the way in which everybody lives their lives, if people don't want to listen to it, they can turn it off. But why should we all have to pay £157.50 or 159 quid, whatever it is, to fund this monster?
Yeah.
I've got an
Nailed.
idea. I've
Go
got an
ahead.
idea. If it's treasure, what you'd normally do with treasure?
Bury it.
Let's do that then. Problem solved.
Let's
National
bury that
treasure.
treasure.
Let's put you in a hole then. Fill you in.
No.
Fact.
Just
Fact.
fill them in on top. Just sand and things like
Keir
that.
Starmer's
Just
a national treasure as well, isn't he?
oh well. No.
Fill it in.
Don't
We fill it in.
before you start on any of
No,
that.
we'll come back to him later. We'll come back to him. At the
This
end,
is
yeah.
Andrew Bridgen's take on everything that's going on in this country, including Starmer.
14 years in Parliament taught me that all of our institutions are absolutely corrupted, and it's corrupted from the top down. And I think I've said to you before, my analogy is that, not all in all of our institutional barrels, not all the apples are rotten, but all the apples at the top of all the barrels are rotten. And any apple that wishes to rise to the top has to be willing to rot. And also that if you're at the head of any of those corrupt institutions, whether that's politics, the media, big business, banking, the universities, the judiciary or the police, the corrupt heads of those organisations currently, one of their main tasks is that when they come to retire or move on to another job, they've got to make sure that the person who takes over their job
Is just
is
as
at least
corrupt.
as corrupt as they were. Otherwise,
Right.
the gig's up. And I'm afraid it's been going on for so many cycles that it's extremely corrupt.
That's what happened in a similar thing in the music industry. When a guy got put away for fraud because he was false invoicing of studio time. And there was another guy, because he was going to be moving up. And another guy that came in, whom he was actually helping to get into the job, turned around and said, why have we got these invoices when no sessions have been going on? And then all of a sudden, everything started to crumble. And he's like, because he wouldn't follow suit, because he'd have actually picked up on a really, really good whack, in terms of finance and what was being earned. And that's what happens. So he's absolutely spot on. You see it everywhere. We're seeing it in corruption in societies now, whereby, anything that's dying, you can start to see that what happens is the assets start to get stripped. And then it becomes a free-for-all because nobody's willing to do anything about it or be accountable. And that is the major problem that we see. Mark, dog with a hair lip. Go ahead.
I was just listening to you in full flow, mate.
So you agree?
Of course.
Well, there you go, right? Now, okay, then we'll move on. Here's Starmer's promo. This is what his team put out during the war at the Straits of Hormuz. And this is what Starmer put out.
Our number one priority is protecting our people. And that's why, long before the US and Israeli action last weekend, we had already deployed additional military capabilities into the region to defend our interests.
And this is what Trump did to troll Starmer. As soon as that went out, Trump had this. Watch this. The same track.
pretend YouTube. It's
You
a
are
totally
watching
different
a master at work.
Definitely. Not the only thing to- Yeah.
He did it literally. Just came out afterwards. I mean, how cool is that in comparison to our lot? I mean, listen to this guy. Listen to him again. Listen.
Our number one priority
Our
is
number one
protecting
priority.
our people. And that's why long before the US and Israeli action last
Hang on.
weekend, we had already deployed a
He's flying around with the cockpit open.
Yeah.
That's risky.
I mean, there's just the difference is just astounding.
You are watching a master at
Once again, that definitely isn't the tune you think it is, YouTube. Really? Yeah, way better.
And this is the reason why he makes him look like an idiot.
The whole strait being closed thing was just a bluff. We sailed 2 destroyers straight up the gap, under zero enemy fire. NATO navies could have joined in. They didn't. And remember all the talk about Iranians collecting tolls? More bluffing. Apparently, they weren't able to collect a single toll. They couldn't pull off the processing because they have no banking, internet, or comms. It was just a couple of Iranian sailors sitting on a dock with their hands out. The Iranians strapped for cash, not just to pay for their salaries, but it's going to cost them $250 billion to rebuild. China just watched billions of infrastructure go up in smoke, and Russia watched all the defenses that they sold not even work once. We told you how last night, how the United States is seizing control of the world's trade choke points. That's the strategy. Panama, Hormuz, Malacca. We just did a defense deal with Indonesia there. We have all the Chinese trade routes surrounded by allies. So the blockade we did with Iran, we could do it with China if it came to that. And get this, we just did a deal with the Philippines that's never been done in the history of the world. It's an AI manufacturing zone, over 4,000 acres. It's basically a big American colony inside a former American colony. And it's designed to China-proof our supply chain. Manila gave it to us for 99 years. And they even threw in diplomatic immunity, so no parking
charges.
tickets.
Yeah, no charges.
Meanwhile, we're getting a peace dividend from Operation Epic Fury. The S&P and the NASDAQ broke another all-time high today. The Dow's about to hit 50,000, up 800 points today. And oil futures for June in the low 80s.
There you go. So, as you commented before, there was a plan.
Well, I think also I was wrong for the second time since 2022 when I said Iran haven't got any boats left. Okay, they've probably got 1 or 2. But I mean, if they think shooting another couple of ships, John, is going to fix the problem, then I think wait for Trump's response. But yeah, look at everyone's sailing over to America. Have you got any oil? Have you got any gas?
Yep. Jet fuel. We need jet fuel.
If anyone thought the Americans had not factored into the strait being blocked and what's happened with all the oil and stuff, then I think they're a little bit naive, to be honest. This is all planned.
And what's Europe going to do? What's Europe going to do now? Because they pissed America off.
Europe isn't going to do anything. This is the problem. And the problem is they're showing weakness at a time where they probably need to be showing strength because Putin's pushing the boundaries as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he can keep pushing all he wants because his military is depleted and it's on its arse. But he's doing it though, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, here's...
And we're like, oh, what can we do? Well, I tell you what we'll do. We'll make a pointless coalition and a summit, and then we'll go and take credit for opening something that's open 1 minute, close the next, open 1 minute, close. Doesn't really matter what Iran do, does it? America blockaded the end of it.
America seized an Iranian tanker today, and the Iranians just went, yeah, we're going to get you for that. We will get you. America's like... It took out its engine, its ability to run.
it's like tit for tat. So it's like we're going to shoot one boat, and America have gone, well, we'll take one. You're not going to, with Trump, he's not going to just go all out straight away. He'll hit you, and then he leaves you with something. Yep. So he's got something to try and bargain with. So they've had a little taster of what can come back. And if they carry on, the Apaches and that are all there now, mate.
Yep.
It doesn't take them 2 seconds to launch an F-35 or get an Apache to just absolutely waste those speedboats, John. So
gone.
You've been doing it in America with the cartels. I think that they're probably
it's pure force.
Around at the minute.
Pure force. And here's Marco. Now, I apologize for the video on this, but here's Marco. You can hear everything he says, and his message is coming across loud and clear. Marco Rubio.
When we need them to allow us to use their military bases, their answer is no. Then why are we in NATO? You have to ask that question. Why do we have billions and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, over the years, trillions of dollars, and all these American forces stationed in the region? If we can only use, in our time of need, we're not going to be allowed to use those bases. So I think there's no doubt, unfortunately, after this conflict is concluded, we are going to have to re-examine that relationship. We're going to have to re-examine the value of NATO and that alliance for our country. Ultimately, that's a decision for the president to make, and he'll have to make it. We're going to finish the job here. As I said, we're very, very close to achieving our objectives on all of these things that I've outlined. But I do think, unfortunately, we are going to have to re-examine whether or not this alliance that has served this country well for a while is still serving that purpose. Or
hundreds of thousands of troops, Mark. If they start pulling them out, and because they also help with local economies as well.
I think Trump's really, really testing everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said the other day, if you just go in and do this on your own and then ask for everyone's help, don't be surprised by the response of everyone going, well, why should we? But then for them to come out and try and claim some kind of credit for...
I know. That was incredible. That's why when I played you those promos, that Starmer put out, I mean, it just doesn't have the same gravitas.
He's tested NATO. He's gone, right, we'll have a go at this on our own. And then we'll see if any of them want to come and join in. And none of them did. So we don't really need you.
Yeah.
And they're all like, well, we'll get a pointless coalition together and we'll pretend we've done something. And it's like, but you haven't done anything though, have you?
Correct.
And what he's doing is he's going, right, well, look who's encroaching into Europe, Putin.
Yeah.
And what are you doing about it? Okay, you're funding Ukraine. To be fair, Europe have given them some decent weapons and helping them out tactically and military and stuff behind the scenes, which is working because Russia are on the back foot. But they're not doing. It's not like they've sent anyone. It's not like they're actually fighting. They're making out like they're fighting all these that are standing up to Putin. And are you really though?
No.
Are you really standing up to him though? We see you. We see you. Oh, do you now? Well, he probably sees you too. We've all got satellites.
Well, we're going to move on, and we're going on to our main story of the evening, which is going to absolutely drive you nuts. And we're going to start off with some little bits to start setting the scene. So here we go. Here's an ex-vetting lawyer, and she's talking about exactly what Starmer knew.
The Prime Minister doesn't need to be told that Mandelson has failed vetting. He knows. He was the head of the DPP. He was responsible for vetting decisions. They would have passed his desk and he would have had to give them final approval. When in that post, he would have to allow people who worked in his organisation access to the most sensitive casework that one can imagine. Mm-hmm. And he would have been the final arbiter of those decisions. Would have been the Prime Minister's decision and David Lammy's position to manage the risk. How are we going to deal with a situation where we want to appoint somebody who's failed developed vetting? He couldn't have been continued in post without that discussion taking place.
This is fascinating background as someone who's worked in this field. And this is pure speculation, but what do you think has happened lastly, Sarah?
I believe that what's happened is a vetting assessment was provided by the agencies. It went to the relevant government department. He's already in post. He should have been removed immediately. He shouldn't have been appointed. No one could possibly have appointed him knowing what they knew. But a letter would have been sent and it would have said at the bottom of it, if you want to seek to manage or resolve these security concerns, you need to interview this person. So an interview would have been carried out.
It's just not possible that number 10 didn't know. And I think to try and pretend number 10 didn't know when anybody who follows those issues would know that that can't be true is the kind of thing that undermines.
Hey, look, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear me at all.
You can't hear you.
Oh, I can now. I can now. We might have been hacked then. Let's carry on listening to Diane.
People's faith in politics.
So we've also heard from the Lib Dems, from the Greens, from Reform, who are also calling on the Prime Minister to resign. What's your sense? Are you calling for the same thing? Do you think he should walk the plank for this?
I don't often agree with Reform, and I'm not going to start now. But it's always been the process that if you mislead the House, you have to step down. And I do think the Prime Minister must consider his position.
Coming from Diane.
Apart from Diane, because obviously we know the answer, are a lot of these people stupid? Why on earth would you want the person who's damaging the Labour Party the most to disappear? I'm seriously dumbfounded by how many people want him to resign. Why? He's doing the best job ever at making them totally unelectable, John. Why would you? I keep saying it. Your enemy's dropping a massive bollock. Don't interrupt them. Let him crack on. Otherwise, they'll get someone else in. They'll get a little bit of a boost. I mean, whoever it is going to be shockingly garbage. But are we going to show any of his lame speech today, or should we?
Yeah, we are. But just before we do, here's Camilla Tominey.
The trouble for Keir Starmer right now, he's either a crook or a fool. There isn't any other option, because either he did know that Mandelson had failed the vetting and misled the House knowingly and has lied to the public, or he didn't know, has been hoodwinked by the Foreign Office and others, and therefore is not in control either of his office or indeed the country. The trouble for...
Now, isn't that's a straight talking, and you see, I have to say that she is very, very close to the mark. And for the first time... Go on.
Did you listen to Liz Truss?
Yes.
Now, she was under the impression that it was the Constitutional Reform Act that prevented anyone from telling Starmer about the vetting. Not quite sure that's true, though, because when I've looked into it, everything recommends that there isn't a specific law that prevents him. It's more policy and rules, which, when we listen to Starmer, that's exactly what he says in his pathetic excuse speech. He says there shouldn't be a way. Well, then if there isn't a law, then why wasn't he told, or why didn't he ask? You know, someone's like, yeah, he's clear for vetting, and the first thing you'd say, there was no problem then, especially if it was someone like Mandelson.
Who
and then if there was no
has
law,
a little bit of a history, doesn't he?
Well, that's what I mean. And then if there is no law, which they're all now saying there isn't, maybe Liz Truss didn't quite explain it properly, but then you would have been free to ask, wouldn't you? Well, was everything all right?
Yes. I can't believe it. I mean, this guy, this conservative shadow minister, he summed up a few of the points that were bugging me. And then for the first time, I'll show you some of his speech, because Cheshire Matters lived Parliament. Here we go.
I find it very hard to believe anything the government says anymore. The Prime Minister thinks the rules don't apply to him. He doesn't care whether he tells the truth. This goes right to the top. It is the great political scandal of our time. It is totally unacceptable, and I just don't think these people are fit to govern. Prime Minister was told about this on Tuesday night.
There you go.
So even if he only found out on Tuesday night, he found out on Tuesday night. And that means that on Tuesday night, he will have realised that he misled Parliament repeatedly over the past 6 months. The moment he found out that this wasn't the case, he should have come to the House and explained that he'd made a mistake. He didn't do that. He didn't start to own up until journalists dragged him to. It's just impossible to have confidence in anything that they're saying at the moment.
Now, what he's saying is, if he knew on the Tuesday, why didn't he announce it at PMQs on the Wednesday? He should have said something then. If he knew on the Tuesday, he should have said something at PMQs on the Wednesday.
Try to make an excuse. Kemi absolutely kicked his backside. She
6 questions she asked. 6 questions.
Do you like the way she said, I put the questions to him beforehand, so then
Yeah.
he can't really dodge them when he's in there, and she made them public. Now, and it was pretty soonish before we came on that I watched it all, so I made some notes. So he tried to claim, didn't he, that you could appoint someone. The procedure was appointing someone and then vetting them. And he said it was it Christopher Chope or someone? The previous guy said that was fine. Yeah, Kemi might have raised the point. Lord Case said that. No, vetting should be before selection. So did Starmer do the opposite? But he's saying it was due process. Due process.
Yeah, well, have a listen to him. See what you think. Have a listen to him. And I missed you today when we were doing this test to see if we could do the live straight away. But here it is.
Can't really hear it, John, I'm afraid.
No, you can. It's just I've got it down. Okay, just want to let you know that we're testing out going live from Parliament here with Cheshire Matters to bring you Keir Starmer's speech this afternoon. Here we go.
Basis. Who constituents would expect.
Respectful debate.
Note of the statement. Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Here you go. And this was live.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With permission, I'd like to provide the House with information that I now have about the appointment of Peter Mandelson as our ambassador to the United States. But, Mr. Speaker, before I go into the details, I want to be very clear with this House that while this statement will focus on the process surrounding Peter Mandelson's vetting and appointment, at the heart of this, there is also a judgment I made that was wrong. I should not have appointed Peter Mandelson. I take responsibility for that decision, and I apologise again to the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, who were clearly failed by my decision.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, last Tuesday evening, the 14th of April, I found out for the first time that on the 29th of January 2025, before Peter Mandelson took up his position as ambassador, the Foreign Office officials granted him developed vetting clearance against the specific recommendation
put you over, Rachel,
of the United Kingdom security vetting that developed vetting clearance should be denied. Not only that, the Foreign Office officials who made that decision did not pass this information to me, to the Foreign Secretary, to her predecessor, the Deputy Prime Minister, to any other minister.
Ollie, tomorrow morning,
to the
Foreign
former
Office.
Cabinet Secretary, Sir Chris Wormold. I found this staggering. And therefore, last Tuesday, I immediately instructed officials in Downing Street and the Cabinet Office to urgently establish the facts on my authority. I wanted to know who made the decision, on what basis, who knew, and Mr. Speaker, I wanted that information for the precise and explicit purpose of updating this House. Because this is information I should have had a long time ago. And it is information that this House should have had a long time ago.
Right.
It is information that I and the House had the right to know. I will now set out a full timeline of the events in the Peter Mandelson process, including from the fact-finding exercise I instructed last Tuesday. Before doing so, I want to remind and reassure the House that the government will comply fully with the humble address motion of the 4th of February. Mr. Speaker, in December 2024, I was in the process of appointing a new ambassador for Washington. A due diligence exercise was conducted by the Cabinet Office into Peter Mandelson's suitability, including questions put to him by my staff in Number 10. Peter Mandelson answered those questions on the 10th of December, and I received final advice on the due diligence process on the 11th. I made the decision to appoint him on the 18th of December. The appointment was announced on the 20th, and the security vetting process began on the 23rd of December 2024. Mr. Speaker, I want to make clear to the House that for a direct ministerial appointment, it was usual for security vetting to happen after the appointment, but before starting in post. That was the process in place at the time. Mr. Speaker, this was confirmed by the former Cabinet Secretary Sir Chris Wormold at the Foreign Affairs Select Committee on the 3rd of November 2025 when he gave evidence.
So now it's the
Sir Chris
process
made
that
clear,
is
I'm quoting
out
him
of
now,
sorts.
when we are making appointments from outside the civil service, the normal thing is for security clearance to happen after appointment, but before the person signs a contract and takes up post. At the same hearing of the same Select Committee, the former Permanent Secretary to the Foreign Office, Sir Ollie Robbins, said, and I quote again, Peter Mandelson did not hold national security vetting when he was appointed, but, he went on, as is normally the case with external appointments to my department and the wider civil service, the appointment was made subject to obtaining security clearance. Mr. Speaker, after I sacked Peter Mandelson, I changed that process so that now an appointment cannot be announced until after security vetting is passed.
Well, that's common sense.
Mr. Speaker,
Shame.
the
After the
security
horse has
vetting
bolted.
was carried out by UK Security Vetting, UKSV, between the 23rd of December 2024 and the 28th of January 2025. UKSV conducted vetting in the normal way, collecting relevant information, as well as interviewing the applicant, in this case, on 2 occasions. Then on the 28th of January 2025, UKSV recommended to the Foreign Office that developed vetting clearance should be denied to Peter Mandelson. The following day, on the 29th of January 2025, notwithstanding the UKSV recommendation that developed vetting clearance should be denied, Foreign Office officials made the decision to grant developed vetting clearance for Peter Mandelson.
Oh, so it's the
To be
Foreign
clear,
Office's fault now.
For many departments,
What?
a decision from UKSV is binding. But for the Foreign Office, the final decision on developed vetting clearance is made by Foreign Office officials, not UKSV. However, once the decision in this case came to light, the Foreign Office's power to make the final decision on developed vetting clearance was immediately suspended by my Chief Secretary last week. Mr. Speaker, I accept that the sensitive personal information provided by an individual being vetted must be protected from disclosure. If that were not the case, the integrity of the whole process would be compromised.
I think that's the
What I do not
Constitutional
accept
Reform Act, I think. I'm not
is
sure.
that the appointing minister cannot be told of the recommendation by UKSV. Indeed, given the seriousness of these issues and the significance of the appointment, I simply do not accept that Foreign Office officials could not have informed me of UKSV's recommendations whilst also maintaining the necessary confidentiality that vetting requires.
So, nothing to
There
do
is
with
no
me.
law
I
that
didn't
stops
do
civil
anything.
servants sensibly
I'm in the
flagging
clear.
UKSV recommendations while protecting detailed, sensitive vetting information to allow ministers to make judgments on appointments or on explaining matters to Parliament. So let me be very clear. The recommendation in the Peter Mandelson case could and should have been shared with me before he took up his post. Mr. Speaker, let me make a second point. If I had known before he took up his post that UKSV recommendation was that developed vetting clearance should be denied, I would not have gone ahead with the appointment.
Well,
What a mess.
I am just absolutely astonished, and I'll get another vid up with me and you on a clear background.
I'm astonished, John, because as I said there, he's saying that the process was that you didn't need vetting before you'd appointed them.
Yep.
And the previous cabinet secretary or whoever it was said that was the case. Yet then someone said, Lord Case said, no, it's the opposite way around. And then, surprisingly and probably disappointingly to Starmer, Emily Thornberry slapped him down and stood up and says it wasn't usual practice to announce people before vetting, and that someone probably leaked, possibly Mandelson leaked.
She did say that, yeah.
Before the vetting, and then basically that if Keir wants his man, that's what'll happen. So that's the first one. What are there should have been some rules, or there will be some rules, or someone will know, is it before or after? Now, common sense, like you said before, says that
before
you're going to appoint someone and you do some vetting, you want to wait for the result, because otherwise what will happen is someone's going to look really stupid after they appointed someone when they shouldn't have done. Oh, what's happening? There you go. Second point. So last week, and this was all brought up by Kemi, she done well. She said last week he denied all knowledge of the failed vetting in Parliament, but in February, he actually stood up and said that he was aware of the Epstein links and it was in the press. When he answered, he said that was his due diligence what told him that, not the vetting, right? So surely if your due diligence comes back and says there might be an issue, and then there's some vetting being done, would you not go and ask Ollie Robbins and say...
Of course you would. That's a no-brainer.
Because Starmer's just said, contradictory to what Liz Truss said, there's no laws that stop him from finding out. So therefore, if you knew there was a problem with your due diligence, I'd say that, then you would go straight to the vetting and say, right, I need to make sure this is right, because the due diligence showed something not quite right with the Prince of Flipping Darkness. Not like he's called Jesus.
I mean, it's not as if he didn't have form. I mean, he was kicked out of 2 jobs in the past.
It's so basic. Like you said, common sense. What's the point of developed vetting, right, if those in charge don't get to see the results or don't or can't see it? Would you be happy putting someone in a position and someone's vetted him, but they don't tell you the results of the vetting? And it comes back to bite you on the arse massively.
That's just...
it's not like
it can't be. It can't be so. It cannot be so. And... I know I'm going to start pulling this in now and wrapping it up so that we don't go on too long. But go ahead.
Before you do this, if it is like what Liz Truss says, then again it's the Fabians literally tying themselves up in knots with all these laws they made years ago, which have now come back to bite them in the arse. I mean, next point is he's either thick as mince or he's a big fat liar. This is the result of complete morons, John, again, making rules. Whether it was the laws, the rules, complete morons have made all this stuff without having a clue what day it is. And it's so confusing, and we see this all the time, that when something like this happens, no one can find out who was to blame. So they pass the buck and no one's ever accountable. But one thing I want to mention is, are we missing the bigger picture here, right?
Go on.
Never mind who lied about what. Starmer should have took the fall for this ages ago. What secrets and what was being passed on to Russia and China? Because he's balls deep with them, Mandelson. Right? Yeah. And then the biggest one should be, right, he was close. And I mean really close. And if you go through the emails, you'll see how close he was with Epstein. Right. How can someone be that close to a nonce? Why? Right. I've got a feeling this is way worse than anyone thinks. Right? Why does Starmer keep apologising to the victims? Peter Mandelson hasn't abused anyone, apparently, has he?
No.
So if Mandelson isn't a nonce, John, then he's just mates with one, okay? So at best, he doesn't care about kids being abused, which that is shocking at best.
Yeah.
Or at worst, well, I'll leave it to the imagination. Is there something really, 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 really big here that we're totally missing with this fucking sideshow about, oh, well, I didn't know and he knew and they should have known and we should have known and it wasn't my fault, it was their fault. I've just got a feeling this is just covering for
something more.
Look, we should be He should be on trial for treason, this guy, if he's been leaking stuff to the Russians and to anyone, to be honest, right?
And it's the Americans that will tell you that. The Americans will tell you, and also the French secret services, because they've got a really, really slick secret service amongst them, you know. And
my key is, like, does he know more than we think here, Starmer? Why is he apologising to victims of a paedophile that Mandelson never even knew?
Yeah.
Does this go a lot deeper with Mandelson? Was he allegedly doing similar stuff? Why would this is my big question. If you found out your mate was a nonce, he's not your mate no more, is he?
No.
Then why did he put up
You'd
with
cut
John?
him loose.
Why would
like
you
taking
put up
out
with
the
a
garbage?
paedophile? Why would you put up with a paedophile as your mate?
No.
As I say, at best, he just doesn't care about children being abused, which is sick. He should do. And he should probably, I don't know, shame we haven't got hanging for things like that, but there's something bigger going on with this, John.
Yeah, I agree.
Isn't
And
there?
I think they're going to be looking for a way, you know, to get him out. And I think to sum up the stupidity on the left, I think this is a good way to state it.
That's it. They proclaim to be about protecting women and children. You've got someone here who's mate of a nonce, and all they're bothered about is what rules are broken and by who.
Yep.
I think he's going to wriggle out of this one again, John, to be honest, because if there isn't...
I think they know the game's
far,
up. He's got to go. I would say he's got to go.
Oh, I want him to stay for as long as possible. He's doing a great job of absolutely...
No, I don't want him until 2029. I want him to call it now. I mean, it puts a bit of pressure on everybody, you know, to get their act together. But, I mean, you know, need is the mother of invention. And if we need to actually get things moving, because they're killing the people in this country. They really
but
are.
if we don't make sure they are done for good and don't come back, then some people still want to vote for Labour, even after all this. Would another 2 years of this actually make them see the light? Or are they just going to religiously vote for whatever my granddad did or whatever?
Madness. Absolute madness. Anybody that's voting for this Labour farce, which is killing everybody, they're no different. They're no different to the Irish government, to the Doyle. It's just bad news all around. Everybody's seeing it.
Sorry, yeah. I think we've just had a little insight there to two of the, I'm not going to say best, but two of the senior members of Labour, Emily Thornberry and Diane Abbott. They were not on Keir Starmer's side. In fact,
no, they weren't.
They tore him a new arsehole, mate. And
well, it'll be interesting. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ollie Robbins tomorrow morning at the Select Committee for the Foreign Affairs.
Well, what's he going to say? He's either going to say, "I told him," or "I didn't tell him."
Yeah, I don't think he's going to let him off the hook. I think he's going to go for him. I hope he does.
Would Starmer have said all that? No, and Robbins can rock up tomorrow and go, "I told Keir he wasn't interested."
Yeah, because you can see in this picture, right? That's the best graphic description of the utter stupidity of the left. This guy thinks he is Teflon. Right? He thinks he's Teflon.
This is the hypocrisy of them all, though, mate. It's like the way they call everyone far right and fascists when they're the climate extremists. They will literally destroy humanity to save the planet, or the suicidal empathy will literally wipe England off the map. But as long as we can bring all the immigrants to England and make sure they're all fine, that's great. So, I mean, what's more extreme than that? Like a nation-destroying ideology or a humanity-destroying ideology?
They know it's coming to a head. You can see it. Mark, we got to go because we're going to be on for over an hour, right?
Yeah, just one more point. This is just the main point of this again is the power's just it doesn't lie with the politicians anymore.
No,
you need to vote the people, and the people need to make the decisions. And when they make the wrong decisions, in your eyes, you need to vote them out. And this is the result of this, what they call it, a quangos, the quangocracy, or whatever you want to call it. No, that the whole idea of Parliament is you have a representative and you hold them accountable. But now this is another example of why you can't, because it's his fault, their fault, rules, law. No, it shouldn't be like this, and it's a mess.
No.
And
the buck stops with you, the person that you vote in.
Yeah, it's taken away from Parliament, the power, and it's garbage, mate.
Well,
And this
say
is why I'm
thank
having so
you.
many problems, but yeah.
Say thank you to the people that have joined us, to the people that are going to
much.
join us, all right? Because the views go up after the fact. I know we do these lives because it saves a lot of editing. Sorry, a lot of editing. That was very difficult to get out. I know that was coming out. But, there we go. I mean, it's...
Hey, one more quick little point. I wonder if Keir Starmer actually now starts forcing people to do their jobs properly, is he going to get accused of bullying? What's happening to him now is what the Conservatives have probably experienced for the last 14 years. Try to get anything done and watch the quagmire of what happens when you can't, and pass the blame to... This is why nothing gets done. No, politicians make the decisions and everyone else get lost, shut up and do as you're told. You can't be bullying me. Ooh.
Well, here we go. This is it. Starmer, I never knew. This is the end vid for tonight. And here we go. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you for all those people that are going to be watching us after the fact. Here we go.
I woke up this morning, the paper's in a spin. They're saying Pete Mandelson failed the security check-in. Failed vetting? Well, blow me down, what a surprise. I never knew, I swear on my manifesto eyes. I was busy fixing the NHS queue while the Foreign Office did what they do. Overruled the spooks, not on my watch, mate. I never knew, and that's my official line straight. Oh, I never knew that Peter got the red light, but still sailed through. Staggering, unforgivable. I'm absolutely furious, see? No minister knew. Not even me. I never knew, crossed my heart and hoped to lead. The whole damn government was left in the dark indeed. Furious, I tell ya, it's simply not right. Now pass the buck and blame the civil service tonight. I stood in the Commons, looked them in the eye, said due process followed with a straight face, no lie. Full security vetting, independent and clean. Well, except for that bit where the warnings were seen. But how was I to know the FCDO played fast and loose? I'm the PM, not a mind reader. What's a chap to do? I'd have blocked him quicker than you can say Epstein, but I never knew. Honest gov, it's unforeseen. Oh, I never knew that the vetting said no, but they gave him the goose. Staggering, unforgivable. I'm foaming at the gob. No one told number 10 we were all robbed. I never knew, it's a total disgrace. Now I'm investigating at a furious pace. Furious, I tell ya, heads will roll, you'll see. Just not mine, obviously. I mean, who could have guessed that a Blair-era fixer with a colourful past might raise an eyebrow or two when the spooks do their cast? I was busy being transparent, ethical, new. It's simply staggering, it's utterly wild that I, Keir Starmer, wasn't told. Poor little child, now Ollie Robbins is gone, sacrificed on the pyre, and I'll go to Parliament looking noble and dire. I'd have stopped it dead, even near Trump's big day. Wouldn't have mattered, no sir, not in any way. I'm a man of principle, integrity supreme. I never knew, that's the end of the dream. So don't ask questions, don't dig too deep. Just accept that the buck stopped with some nameless creep. We're all in this together, except when we're not. I never knew, and that's the official plot. Oh, I never knew Peter failed vetting, but what could I do?